Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode. We're going to be working on Unit 17, Lessons 3 and 4. Our topic is Animal Life in the Past. Let's get started and look at our learning objectives. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about dinosaurs and the Stone Age. We're also going to be listening to a museum guide talk about the Stone Age people. We're going to practice giving dates and numbers you're not sure of. We're going to carry out an internet search about dinosaurs, okay? So, guys, I want you to look at the picture you can see on the right-hand side and look closely, look at the details on it and what does it reveal? And I want you to tell me, where do you think this picture was found? Do you think it was found in a cave or in a river? Think about it. I think that's common sense. You probably know the answer, but we're going to check in a minute. And the second question is, how old do you think it is? Do you think this picture is 80 years old or 8,000 years old? Now, look at the details, look at the scratches and the drawings and how fainted they are or how much they're fading away. And guess. Now we're going to start our listening section, so please make sure you have your notebooks and your pens because you're going to be taking notes or writing answers. So please be ready.
Welcome to the History Museum. Have you all seen the dinosaurs? Yes? Yes! Good. Now, many people ask me, did dinosaurs live at the same time as people? The answer is no. Dinosaurs lived approximately 65 million years ago. Scientists are not sure when people started living on Earth. We think that people first lived maybe 250,000 years ago. Today, I'm going to talk about some people who lived about 8,000 years ago. One of the most important times in history was when people learned to make things with stone. Then, they were better at catching animals and could build better homes. This was called the Stone Age. At the beginning of the Stone Age, people moved from place to place. They did this because they needed to look for food. Where did they live? That's a good question. There weren't any houses then. They lived in caves. Archaeologists have found cave art in different places around the world. What did they eat? They ate plants and also meat from the animals they caught. How did they keep warm? They learned to make fire. Then in around 8,000 BCE, people began farming in North Africa. They planted wheat and they kept sheep. They began to build huts to live in so they wouldn't have to move around. What else do we know about this time? Well, archaeologists have found animal bones which people used to sew clothes. We know that people used animal skin to make their clothes. They kept them warm. It was perhaps 4,000 BCE when people started making pots and pans out of clay. This meant they could eat different food like soup. Did they have cans of soup? No, people couldn't eat soup in cans until sometime in the 19th century. You can see that life was very different from today.
Okay, guys, we're going to be looking at our answers for exercise 1, where we had to look at the picture and guess whether it was a cave, it was in a cave or in a river. Of course, it was found in a cave, definitely. And for the second question, the picture is probably 8,000 years old. Now we're going to continue. Guys, you may listen to the audio one more time if you need to before you answer questions. So let's get along. Okay, guys, we're going to be looking at exercise 3 after listening to our audio. Now, I want us to start with question 2. Scientists are not exactly sure when people started living on Earth. Question 3. One of the most important times in history was when people learned to make things with. What did people use to create things or make things? It was stone. The answer is stone. Guys, let's look at question 4. At the beginning of the Stone Age, people lived in. I want you to tell me, where did they live in before they could build their own homes? They lived in caves. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Farming began in North. Where did farming begin, guys? I want you to try and remember. It was North Africa. That's the answer, North Africa. Make sure you check your answers along with me, please. Let's move on to number 6. People began to build huts too. Why did people build huts, guys? I want you to think about it. Why did they build huts instead of staying in caves? It's probably because they wanted to live in it so they don't have to move around. And they probably built those huts near rivers so that they can wash, they can drink, they can do all sorts of day-to-day activities and to meet their basic needs. Now, let's move on to our favorite part, our speaking section. Guys, you're going to be working with pairs. I want you to find a partner at home to practice speaking with you. And we're going to be asking and answering questions using expressions from the functions box. So the function box basically gives us information. So we need to use it with the questions at the top of the page on the left-hand side. So the first one is done for us. If we look at the speech bubbles together, we will know that that's how we use it. So let's read together. About when did dinosaurs live? They lived about 65 million years ago. So we used question 1 at the top, and we used the function box to answer the question. So now let's see our suggested answers. The second question is, when did people first live? When did people first live? And the answer is, we think that people first lived maybe 250,000 years ago. Let's look at the next example. When did people begin farming? When did people begin farming? And the answer is, they started farming in around 8,000 BCE. Number 4, when was the Stone Age? It was approximately 8,000 years ago. And the last question in this section is, when did dinosaurs die out? We think they died out maybe 65 million years ago. I will repeat this question. When did dinosaurs die out? We think that they died out maybe 65 million years ago. Guys, I encourage you to practice. It's okay if it's not perfect, but you have to give it a try. And with practice, your English is going to improve 200%. Now, we're going to go to our internet search. Guys, please bring out your phones, open your cameras, and I want you to scan this QR code in order to find out more information about dinosaurs. Feel free to jot them down or even create your own poster if you're interested. Now, our Unit 17, Lesson 3 wrap-up. Guys, we have done the following. We talked about dinosaurs and Stone Age people. We listened to a museum guide talking about Stone Age people. We have also practiced giving dates and numbers that you're not sure of, and we carried out an internet search about dinosaurs. Great job. Now we're going to be moving on to Lesson 4. Hi guys, we're going to continue Unit 17, Lesson 4, still the same topic, animals from the past, or animal life from the past. Okay guys, so for exercise 1, I expect you to have your notebook and your pen, and I want you to make guesses as much as you can, and then we're going to be listening to an audio, and you're going to check whether you have chosen the correct answers or not. Okay, so let's read question 1. Which of the following can't hippos do? Of course, you know that hippos live in water. So I want you to guess which is something they cannot do. Is it A, swim, or B, walk, or C, run? I'm not going to share answers yet. I'm going to ask you to jot down the letter of your choice. So if you choose A, write A. If you choose B, write B. If you choose C, write C. Make sure you choose only one answer. Now we're going to move on to number 2. How many hours a day do some lions sleep for? So I want you to visualize lions. Have you ever read about lions? Do you know how many hours they usually need for sleep? Is it A, 5, or B, 10, or C, 20? Choose only one answer, and it's okay if it's incorrect. We are working together to identify if our answers are correct or not. Number 3, how long does a baby giraffe have to wait before it can run? How long does a baby giraffe have to wait before it can run? So when a baby giraffe is born, it's usually very weak. It needs time to gather its strength to be able to move. So how long would that take? Is it 1 hour? Is it A, 1 hour, B, 10 hours, or C, 2 days? Choose one answer, make a guess, and we're going to check it at the end. Number 4, how fast can a zebra run? I want you to think of zebras. Are they the fastest running animals? Probably not. But let's try to guess how fast they can run. Is it 20 kilometers per hour, or 40 kilometers per hour, or 60 kilometers per hour? So A, 20 kilometers, B, 40 kilometers, C, 65 kilometers. Please choose only one answer, even if you think it could be more than one. Number 5, when do crocodiles wait by rivers with their mouths open? So I want you to visualize the crocodile and imagine, when does it actually open its mouth? Is it A, when they're hot, or B, when they're thirsty, or C, when they're hungry? We will pick one answer and then we're going to listen to the audio and check together. Let's move on.
One. Hippos can walk and run very fast, but they can't swim. When they move quickly through water, they are walking or pushing themselves off other objects. So the answer is A. 2. Boy lions sleep for longer than girl lions. The girls have to catch the animals to eat, but many boy lions sleep for 20 hours a day. So the answer is C. 3. After it is born, a baby giraffe can stand up after about 30 minutes and can usually run after 10 hours. So the answer is B. 4. Zebras can run up to 65 kilometers an hour, so it is very difficult for other animals to catch them. So the answer is C. 5. Crocodiles often wait by rivers with their mouths open when they are hot. It helps them to be cooler. So the answer is A.
Okay, guys, so please check your answers along with me. Number 1, A. Number 2, C. Number 3, B. Number 4, C. And number 5, A. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Put an X and write the correct answer if it was incorrect. Now, I want you to count your correct answers. How many were correct? And check and compare them with other students. So if you were working with a partner, such as your brother, sister, sibling, cousin, you can check. So if you got 3 or 4 correct, that means you did a good job. If you got 5 correct, of course, that's great. Good for you. Now we're going to move on to our project time. Guys, get ready and pay attention because I'm going to be giving you steps for the project. So make sure you follow up well. Okay, so number 1 is you're going to scan the QR code to find out about only one of the following. So you can choose to write about one of 4 animals. So the animals are lions, giraffes, zebras, and crocodiles. Only choose one that you're interested in order to find out more information about it, and scan the QR code, choose the animal that you like. The next step is to find out where they live and what they look like and what they eat, and also any other interesting pieces of information. The next step is you're going to make a poster or a PowerPoint presentation or even write a magazine article. It's totally up to you. You can choose whatever you find is more interesting and is going to reveal your interest. Once you're done with that, you can design something similar to the sample you have on the right-hand side here, which is talking about hippos. I'm going to read it out to you so that you get an idea of the things you could write about hippos. Hippos live in Africa. They like water and spend about 16 hours a day in rivers or lakes. They live in big groups of 30 or more. They're very large animals with big heads and small ears. They can weigh more than 4,000 kilos and are usually about 1.6 meters tall. Hippos eat about 35 kilos of grass a day, and they also eat fruit. They walk for up to 10 kilometers every night, which is when they look for things to eat. Guys, thank you. That's a wrap for today. And I'm very proud of you. You did a great job. Now, first of all, let me wrap up what we have done so far. We have talked about dinosaurs and Stone Age people. We have listened to a museum guide talking about Stone Age people. We have practiced giving dates and numbers of things we're not sure of. And we have carried out an internet search about dinosaurs. We have talked about animals that used to live in Egypt. And we have found out and probably written about an animal based on the project that you probably have completed. Thank you guys. That's a wrap. This was Sara Bassioni. It was lovely having you today. Have a great day.